Greetings, Earthlings. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time visiting, I'm glad you're here. Take a moment to hit that like and subscribe button, and hopefully you'll get a little something from this video that you can use. I'm gonna try to keep this one short and sweet and give you a little bit of useful information and see where we can go. So about 10 years ago, I guess, maybe a little bit longer, back in my early days of camping, I discovered that one common problem that I was having no matter where I went is when I would get my site all set up and I'd get my camper, whichever one it was, set up, and I'd get my little table set outside so I could do my outside cooking, which I prefer to do, by the way. I like to keep as much mess outside so it reduces on the cleaning inside. So I do a lot of cooking with this electric griddle. Then I'll maybe occasionally have a little electric hot pot that I'll use for boiling water or something along those lines, and a gas grill occasionally as well. But overwhelmingly, this is the thing I use the most. I discovered back in those early days that no matter how hard I tried, there was never a level spot to put this table on, or a similar table. Usually I use a much larger table than this, but for video purposes, we'll use the light, easy to maneuver one. But so I find that a lot of times when you sit up like this, you know, you get ready to go cook something on the griddle, and you inevitably, especially eggs in the morning, my goodness, you know, you crack your eggs open and you drop it onto the hot plate and they move from here all the way over here, and you're like, oh my goodness. Now you know subsequent eggs are going to follow the same path. You're going to end up with a great big 4-egg omelet down here. So the solution that I came up with right away, of course, like many of us do that have a tendency to participate in a cold beverage once in a while we're out camping, is, hey, I've got all these beer caps laying around, so I'll take a beer cap and I'll raise this up and I'll put a couple under here, you know, until the egg slides back to the center, and I end up with a stack of beer caps underneath of my griddle legs. So I found out pretty early that sometimes the thing is so off level that I just can't drink that many beers and still be able to cook. So I decided one day, I was just sitting there looking at the table, and I'm like, man, I'm doing this all wrong. I'm leveling the wrong spot, because if I level each individual appliance that I put on the table, I'm going to have a lot of beer caps. So it dawned on me, why not level the table instead? So I started putting my beer caps and little rocks and everything underneath of the table legs, and that got to be a little bit of a hassle, because you never can tell. You shake the table a little bit too much, it drops off of the rocks that you got piled up, and there you go, right back to the same spot that you were. So being a handy type and utilizing a lot of trades skills, it came to me. I said, I have the solution for this. So most of these tables that most of us use in camping, they either have one of two legs. They either have a 3/4 inch diameter leg, or they have a 1/2 inch diameter leg. And it just so happens that there are some good folks that make just the right thing for the job here. This is a 3/4 inch PVC compression coupling. Now, if I can remember, I'll put a link in the description, but you can get these at Lowe's or Home Depot or any mom and pop hardware store, pretty much wherever you happen to be. And these things are amazing, because what happens, instead of leveling the griddle, we can now level the table, and it's just as simple as unscrewing these things, loosen these end pieces up, and there's a rubber washer on the inside. This will slide right over top. Hopefully you can still see that. I'm in the frame. That'll slide right over top of that piece, and then you just snug it down, and it'll have some tension on it, but you'll still be able to move it. So once you get that on all four legs, you have the capability of leveling from four different points. Very useful. The one thing you have to be certain of, once you get it to the right, get everything set right and get the table all level, you want to make sure that you really wrench down on these things, because they will slip a little bit if you put a lot of weight on them. So, but this is by far the best solution to the sliding egg trick that I was putting up with every morning. It makes it very easy, and you don't even need a level to do it. Just a pan of water or a glass of water, you sit it on the table, you just look at the thing, and if it's more water on one side of the glass than the other side, then you know, raise that side up. So it's pretty simple. So I don't believe that I've seen this anywhere on YouTube, and it seems like something that ought to be shared with everybody. So hopefully, as I travel along, I will come up with some new tips and tricks, and I'll be happy to pass those along as I find them. And but there's no shortage of folks out there with very valuable information such as this. So that's about all I've got for today. Like I said, short and sweet. So remember, when camping, take only photos, leave only footprints. See you next time.